In today's podcast, I'm speaking with Chris O'Shea. Chris has been closely watching developments in the world of e-commerce from a VAT point of view. Today he is going to share with us some information about what is happening in the UK with online selling and tax enforcement. Hi Chris, we've seen in the news recently that there is a crackdown on e-commerce sellers who are not declaring their VAT. Can you tell us more?
Hi Jennifer, you're absolutely right. The UK's tax authority, HMRC, are doing a lot to crack down on companies selling goods online in the UK without declaring VAT. Things have definitely gathered pace, and now you find a lot of members of Parliament speaking up about this and voicing their concerns too. And they are quite understandably saying that this practice is damaging UK business. If these non-compliant traders are charging an incorrect VAT rate of less than 20% or often none at all, then UK businesses are definitely at a disadvantage. You certainly hear many small traders say their business is undercut by sellers outside the UK, and this is unfair. So really the whole issue is quite political. And just to be clear, one of the main areas where there is a crackdown from HMRC is in relation to the growing number of sellers who are based outside the UK, holding stock in the UK, but who sell goods online without having registered for UK VAT.
So how big is this problem?
HMRC estimates that for the 2 years covering 2012 and 2013, the tax gap was 5.9 billion or 17%. In other words, HMRC believe they should be receiving 17% more in tax revenue than what they actually receive. And a large proportion of this is related to non-UK online sellers not declaring their VAT to HMRC. So, in effect, the UK government wants to ensure a level playing field between those businesses and individuals who comply with their tax obligations and those that do not. Now, remember also that many are selling on marketplaces and not complying with their VAT obligations in the UK, which is essentially seen as VAT fraud.
Are HMRC doing anything new to help tackle the problem?
Yes, they are. The UK government are introducing legislation to give HMRC extended powers, and this will directly affect businesses who act as intermediaries or who provide electronic payment services. Now, these types of companies would be required to provide data to HMRC under the new legislation. And a multitude of e-payment service providers and intermediaries are going to be subject to this new legislation, and they include payment gateways, processors, banks, credit card companies, and e-marketplaces. So effectively, these new data gathering powers mean HMRC will have the authority to ask these types of organisations for details about their clients' transactions. Of course, HMRC believe this will increase the likelihood of determining which traders are not VAT compliant.
How has this all come about, Chris?
Well, over the last decade, things have changed a lot. So now you have a situation whereby foreign sellers dominate many UK online marketplaces, especially in the category for consumer electrical goods. However, in many situations, these foreign sellers must declare 20% VAT, especially if they're holding stock in the UK or their sales are above the UK's distance selling threshold.
Is Meridian working with any of the online marketplaces to help their third-party sellers become VAT compliant?
Yes, Meridian is working with both Amazon and eBay. We're part of Amazon's External Tax Advisor program, and what this means is that third-party sellers on Amazon's marketplaces can connect with Meridian and get tax advice. It's extremely rare that Amazon would give any tax advice themselves, so this is why they came up with the External Tax Advisor program. They know that professional tax advisors are best placed to give tax advice, so this is why they invited Meridian to be part of the program. It's similar with eBay, whereby Meridian is an eBay partner, so they too are saying to their sellers that it is important to know if you have a VAT liability in the UK, and you can determine this by speaking with Meridian.
It's an important topic, Chris, and I'd like to thank you for clarifying lots of things which may be new to listeners. Join us in our next podcast and we'll continue to talk about the topic of VAT in the world of e-commerce.